Hello Aquarius, and welcome to the In-Between. Thanks for clicking here. It's great to see you here. I have a few decks here. We're going to ask a few questions about this time that is in between. We are in between eclipses right now. We just had one on the 13th, and it was a solar eclipse. Now we are looking at one coming up on the 27th or 28th. And that one is a lunar eclipse. So let's find out what's going on in the in-between. This is a very powerful time. I'm going to ask a few questions. First question we're going to ask is, what was activated during that first eclipse for you? What was activated for Aquarius, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We've got a win-win outcome is forecast. So I feel like something was set in motion. You are set to have some sort of a win. Now, we do have the full moon in Libra, and Libra, of course, is like you, is air energy. But it almost feels like after overthinking something, or that something was out of balance, comes into balance or is restored, is what it feels like. Communication is key. And communication, it says new moon in Gemini. Look, we've got an air theme going here. So I feel like it comes via some sort of I'm going to say verbal communication, because that's what air is for me. It's somebody who is contacting you verbally, so by phone, face-to-face. Let's find out what else is going on here. The second question we're asking is, what are you being prepared to understand during this in-between period? What are you being prepared to understand, Aquarius? To take time out. I think somebody here is a little bit burnt out. I'm going to say you might be a person who's working too much. We got the 9, so it feels like when it says here, take time out, it feels like it's because you're right at the edge of something that's going to require all of your energy. So it's time to slow down. Bears are slow. I mean, they can be fast when they're running, but bears move slow. They take time to rest, right? They rest through the whole winter time. The brown bear spirit is here, and it's card number 9. That's Virgo energy. Take time out so you can think about it, look over it, figure out what's going on. What are the details so you can make the best decision when it comes to this win-win forecast that is outcome. That is the outcome here. We've got surrender now. Card number 12, that's intuition. Please surrender to your intuition. Make sure that you are going with what you know instead of what other people are telling you. Gosh, it's wild how many people out there just really believe whatever anyone else tells them. TikTok, on YouTube, on wherever. And so I feel like you're supposed to do your own homework and don't believe what you hear. Last question we're going to ask is, what needs to change or shift? What needs to shift in your life for a major change to occur? What needs to shift? We've got surrender unhealthy relationships. Well, that's interesting. It says here, let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. So if you got people in your life, I don't know necessarily that you will have to work very hard at this, because we're in eclipse season, and I feel like the eclipse will take care of that for you, to be honest. I think it'll just reveal things to you. We'll probably see the sun at some point. It says here, surrender the idea you can fix someone. Well, there we go, hand in hand, right? Surrender unhealthy relationships. If you are the fixer, if you are the one who is like, oh, I can change that person, they just need a little bit of love. It says here, it's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try and fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. That could be directed at you, or that may ring a bell about someone else. All right, that's in your life right now. Let's look at some tarot, find out what else is going on. We'll get some answers for you here. I'll lay all the cards down and then we'll take a look. Tell me about Aquarius. Aquarius, thank you for your thumbs up if that's what you're doing here. I appreciate your hype. If you have access to it, or your thumbs up, it helps your tribe grow, your Aquarius tribe. All right. We've got the Hermit, we've got the Emperor, and we've got the 10 of Swords. Somebody needs to let go of being so serious. I think you are serious because of a lot of betrayal, I'm just going to say. But I feel as though you are going through some sort of a spiritual time in your life where you're realizing maybe I present as very cold or detached, or somebody who, is very serious about everything. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Strength card. And we have the Fool. I think what you're being prepared for, that's what we were asking here. What you're being prepared for, prepared to understand, is that you need to be friends before you are lovers. So jumping in a fire doesn't work all of the time. In fact, it works very little. The Three of Pentacles says build that foundation. Become friends. Learn to trust that person. Because we are talking about you possibly being a fixer, but also that getting into unhealthy relationships is really not the way to go, right? We've got the Queen of Swords. We've got the Seven of Pentacles. And we've got the Knight of Cups in the reverse. I think that when you begin to grow your boundaries here, what needs to shift, right? What needs to shift for a major change to occur? I feel like it's the boundary situation. It really does feel like it starts here, the unhealthy relationships, realizing that not every relationship you have is healthy, and that's not a reason to cut them off. But if it is causing you grief, then yes. If it's causing you to second guess yourself, or is causing you to give up more than you're getting, then I would say yes, it's probably time for you to put up those boundaries and wait. Because I feel like the Knight of Cups being in the reverse tells me something becomes clear. Bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Pentacles. I'm going to say go slow. The Queen of Pentacles is moving slow, but is also someone who's probably more focused on themselves than they are on other people. That cuts this out, right? Becoming the fixer. Having relationships that really don't work for you because somebody here might be toxic or self-serving. So I feel like focusing on you, focusing on building you, your time, your effort, your energy, and being very intentional about those things. And also the Queen of Pentacles here tells me that it's time to move slow, get stable, and possibly somebody here, we might be looking at surrendering to the universe and figuring out your health, possibly. The Queen of Pentacles represents that for me as well. All right, so what is being activated by the first eclipse? Yeah, I feel like you are about to get some sort of a win, but I'm going to say that it feels as though this win comes after a dark night of the soul. I feel like you do transform, or you are transformed, because of something that possibly you didn't get in the past. I feel like this hermit energy, or this maybe dark night of the soul or dark time in your life, forced you to reconcile, I'm going to say, because Libra is here. Forced you to reconcile, forced you to do the right thing when maybe you corrected something that you felt was out of balance. It feels like being in the hermit energy is giving you a chance to look over what you want, who you are, which way can I be enough for myself, not necessarily for other people. I feel like it sort of transforms you into this Emperor energy, which is very serious. I'm just going to say it does feel like there is a win-win outcome for on this forecast, but it does feel like the Ten of Swords being here in the Emperor feels like the reason that you have this, I'm going to say the reason that you have all of this armor on is probably because of betrayal or sadness or somebody that really hurt you, but you're going to have to release that if you want people to see you for who you are, which is a person who is upstanding, a person who is very honest and truthful, somebody who can present as a little bit attached, but is not afraid of feeling their feelings and showing them on the surface. We've got what are you being prepared to understand? I really do think that this take a time out to sort of weigh and measure, I'm going to say, because number 9 again is hermit energy. That's card number 9. And it makes me feel like take time out to sit down and think about what you really want, and know that things that you want that are worth it are worth waiting for. 3 of Pentacles is it's time to build secure and solid foundations. Take time to get to know people, to trust them, collaborate with them, cooperate with them. And maybe it's time that you found someone that someone you know knows, like through a friend or a friend of a friend, so somebody can vouch for them. I feel like what you're being prepared for is to find the courage to take a leap of faith into something here. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as I clarify. And then we have what needs to shift here. And I feel, yeah, as I was saying, what needs to shift is I think that it's time for you to liberate yourself, get yourself more in balance, hold the boundary. because not everybody's worth lowering the boundary for. I would say interview everybody. This is the interviewer for me. Interview everybody, but be very honest and truthful with yourself about when you see red flags. I feel like it's going to take you a long while before you end up getting what you want. I feel like a win-win here is forecast for you, but I feel like it's going to take you a long while to get what you want, because the Seven of Pentacles is about waiting, working hard. It's about being very intentional with who you give your time to. And the Knight of Cups tells me that there will be some sort of clarity here. So let's see what the Emperor is going to win here. So it says a win-win outcome is forecast here in this in-between time. We've got the Page of Cups. I would say, too, with this Emperor energy, it feels like it is some sort of a transformation within you. And it's almost as if you've done all the hard work being in the Hermit energy, and all of a sudden you lift your head and boom, you're in this Emperor energy where you have this self-contained, autonomous, look, if you don't like me, walk away. It's okay. I'm all right. But I feel like you are somebody who is going to experience something that you weren't expecting to show up for you. And I feel like it is a... there we go. We're talking a lot about justice today, aren't we? Because we got Libra here and we've got justice, and I feel like it's really going to serve you if you can decide in favor of being balanced. So although it's great to see, you know, the hot one across the room, the thirst trap and all of that, the things that we eat with our eyes first, right? I feel like it's, you know, sometimes it's just the ones who show up silently or in balance. They're not the ones that are swinging off the chandelier or dancing on the bar. They're the ones who are really just, you know, standing by your side, waiting to make conversation. So I feel like a win-win is coming. You are going to get justice in something. It feels like it's something that is emotional. It could be something that has to do with legal things, right? Justice is that sometimes, but also I feel like it's because you have changed. And I say sometimes that we don't necessarily, life doesn't necessarily get easier. We just end up getting tougher. We end up responding instead of reacting. And I think that's what's going on here. So I feel like justice is telling me that when you're the most in balance, that's when you're listening to your intuition. And I feel when you're listening to your intuition, that's when something shows up that you're not expecting. I don't think that you're expecting that whatever you have been manifesting is showing up. So something in this in-between stage here, I feel that you, as you come out of the Hermit energy, get into your Emperor energy, pull back your energy, you realize, oh, the ball always was in my court. I always was the one who was in charge. I don't have to declare that I'm the Emperor in order for others to know that I'm in charge. I simply need to pull in my energy and realize that I have all the skills, all the resources, and all the aces up my sleeve. I can do whatever I want. I can begin wherever I want. So I feel like there's some sort of, I think that this win-win, this Libra energy has to do with justice, right? We've got Libra here. It does feel like it is something that comes back into balance for you. And I think it surprises you, actually, that you are now the creator of your own reality. I'm just going to say it's not that serious. You can let it go. Whatever it was that pained you, whoever it was that deceived you, lied to you, whatever this Ten of Swords represents, don't forget, yes, it's a painful ending, but it's also up to you to release it. This is the end of the cycle. What comes next is the Ace of Swords. You've already got the Ace of Swords in hand, so it's okay to let go of whatever it was that hurt you. I think it's the only way to your wish fulfillment here. Right. What should we clarify? What are you being prepared to understand? Let's look at the Fool. We've got the Four of Cups, that nothing ever grows in the comfort zone, my friend. I'm going to say that it feels like in this in-between, you're going to be taken out of your comfort zone. It feels like being asked to do things that possibly you are pretty comfortable with the crib notes they've given you, even though you have only a little bit of information about the situation. You're comfortable taking the leap of faith or beginning something new because you know that nothing grows in the comfort zone here. It might be something emotional because we are looking at cups. Oh, we have the Ace of Cups here. And we have the Hanged Man. Okay, that's a whole lot of emotional energy, Aquarius. I'm just saying, I don't think you're jumping in right away, but I think you're giving it a good hard look. It feels like what you're being prepared to understand is the thing that you want is on the other side of emotion. And for some of you, not all of you, because some of you could have Aquarius and the moon or the rising and be water all the way through. But those of you who are not attached to your emotions, I feel like this could be a bigger... in my head, I'm looking at the magician in my head and I heard for my next trick. So it feels like it's going to be a bigger leap than you think, because it's almost like, you can't let anybody see what's behind the curtain, but you know that you're going to have to let somebody in order to be able to have all of this overflowing joy, overflowing love, overflowing whatever the Ace of Cups is. I feel as though what you're being prepared to understand is that nothing happens without emotion. Because you might be comfortable not being in emotion, but not everybody is, because we got Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer right here. And I feel like you would rather just take a leap. Take a leap and then think about it after. But I feel like this Hanged Man is telling me, wait a second, this has to do with a lot of emotion. I think what you're being prepared to understand is that if you want this particular thing, you're going to have to find the courage to find your perspective. And what you're going to have to sacrifice is that you're going to have to connect to your emotions to get what you want. All right. So what needs to shift? I think this is actually the clearest of all of them. I feel like what needs to shift in order for a major change to occur is that you need to be patient, and you will be clear once you put up the boundaries and you see who leaves and who stays. We've got the Page of Swords. Yep, I would say put up the boundaries, step back and observe. And you're the observer, right, Aquarius? You could win the Olympics of observing. You are the observer. You catch on to things that other people don't. And I feel like the Page of Swords is saying, observe from a distance. Put up your boundary and see how they deal with your boundaries first. Are they trying to leap them? Or are they being angry with you because now you have a boundary? That tells you a lot more things than just simply by having a conversation with someone, just watching how they react. The Tower's in the reverse. Why is that? It's because the Ten of Wands is here. I feel like when you put up these boundaries here, what shifts for you, what major change comes, is that the Tower is waiting in the wings, I would say, for a realization. Something here is about to happen really quickly, but the only way that it's going to happen is if you free yourself from these 10 wands. So I feel like there's a burden of a relationship, something that's unhealthy, or someone that you're currently trying to fix. And this thing is the thing that needs to be released. When you put up your boundaries, though, I feel like that will take care of that. So putting up your boundaries, I feel, is what is going to shift everything in the right direction. I feel like you are just going to wait and see. We got the Seven of Pentacles and the Page of Swords, and everything will become clear to you. So I feel like it's about waiting and seeing. Make sure you're building good foundations, however long that takes. Perspective about having to connect to your emotional energy in order to be able to be in balance. You can't just be in your air energy, because water is the other side that balances, right? So I feel like it's not just up in the mind, it's also you need to be able to feel it. All right. Okay, so we're going to go into the extended. I am going to clarify the rest of this. First of all, I'm going to put down some Lenormand cards here, and we are going to talk about what the subject matter is going to be in the extended. Where does this go from here? Where's the energy taking you, and what unfolds as a result of your choices? We do have the birds. This is a little bit of gossip, people speaking behind your back. I think you end up finding something out in time. Oh, I like that, because the water and fish are money. So I'm just going to say, I think you're coming upon something that's really lucky coming up in this time frame here. And although you guys know I don't believe in luck, I believe in organization of the universe, but I feel like it'll feel lucky. And it does feel like it has to do with money. King of Pentacles is on the bottom right hand corner here. You might scratch a scratch ticket. You might pull a lever if you're a person who does that, and I feel like you get some sort of money. But it also could be through hard work. Could be that you're getting some sort of a raise or a promotion or something, because the King of Pentacles is here, and the Pentacles for the King are work, right? Hard work, hard worker. And then we have card number 16, which is the star. Something you've wished for. It does feel like something you wished for is going to happen. And I think that was explained here in a win-win outcome is forecast. With the star here and card number 16, it tells me that something happens that you're not expecting that feels like it's good luck. It could be, like I said, winning of some sort of money, but I feel like it's almost given to you because of some sort of hard work, but it is something that you never expected. All right, something is changing. Look at that. We've got the sarcophagus. That means that something has been laid to rest. And I think that for some of you, it could be that you might not be single after this period of the in-between here. 9 of Pentacles, but it is also something that possibly you have done for yourself is transformation, change, or putting something to rest. So something else could begin because the 8 is about the self. It's about putting in the hard work. And it could be putting in the hard work for your death or transformation so you could carry on, let this go, carry on into the future and take care of all of this shifting. I'm going to go for now. If you want to come to the extended, please go to the pinned comment. There is 2 links there. One for the extended is the membership link where I do all of the extendeds for the readings. And then there is one for Hypsee as well. That's the only place that you can book me. So please take a look at the Hypsee link. Take a look at my prices, my times. I do readings that are live and those are on sale right now. You'll have to go take a look at the link there. And I also do readings that are pre-recorded. So there's a list of them there. Whatever you like. I'm going to go for now and I'll be back because that's what I do. And if you're back again, we'll talk some more. Take care, Aquarius. Bye-bye.